Hey ghouls and goblins, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a little different from my usual reviews as I'm taking a look at a completely different children's horror show that isn't Goosebumps. That's right, I'm taking a look at Are You Afraid of the Dark, a 1992 show created by DJ McHale and Ned Candle that aired on Nickelodeon throughout the 90s that stars the Midnight Society, a group of kids who goes to completely different schools and have completely different lives during the day, but at night they all come together to tell scary stories to tell to one another. But which episode am I supposed to start this fresh new series on? Oh, I know. Let's talk about one of my favorite episodes in the series, The Tale of the Ghastly Grinner. The Tale of the Ghastly Grinner first aired on October 8th, 1994, and was part of the show's 4th season. It was written by Scott Peters and directed by Ron Oliver. The story follows a teenager named Ethan Wood, an aspiring comic book artist who just wants to be noticed for his art. One day, he gets an invitation to go to a grand opening of a brand new comic shop, where there he meets the comic book store owner and gets gifted with a brand new comic book never before seen before. This comic being called The Ghastly Grinner. It's a one-of-a-kind and a very rare comic. And after a mishap that happens at school where a teacher drops it in a fish tank, Ethan decides to microwave it dry at his home, accidentally unleashing the Ghastly Grinner, a demented laughing villain who turns his victim into drooling blue goo zombies with permanent grins into the real world. Now, let's talk about Ethan. Ethan's character is pretty relatable, especially if you ever felt like an underdog with big dreams. He's shy, a bit of an outsider, and just wants to get his work noticed. Ethan's not your typical save-the-day kind of hero. He's just a kid who gets thrown into this bizarre situation and has to figure out things as he goes. His schoolmate, Hooper, adds some nice comic relief with her energetic and quirky personality, helping to lighten things up with the episode. It gets a bit intense. Hooper is the kind of person we all need in a horror show. A loyal, brave, and ready to jump in the face of danger to save you kind of person, even when things get very weird. Now, let's talk about the Ghastly Grinner himself. This guy is one of the most unique villains to come out of Are You Afraid of the Dark? The Grinner is a nightmare's mix of a joker, jester, and overall just a creepy fellow, with his yellow skin, wicked grin, and a laugh that'll make your skin crawl. He's more than just a scary face, for he represents the idea that laughter and joy out of something simple as comic books can be corrupted, twisted into something sinister. Unlike other Are You Afraid of the Dark villains who might lurk in the shadows, the Grinner goes full-on maniac, laughing as he torments his victims, spreading chaos and creating a trail of drooling, grinning zombies. One of the things that makes this episode so memorable is its use of practical effects and makeup. The Grinner's design is exaggerated and over the top, making him look like he stepped right out of a comic book. The drooling victims genuinely look unsettling, especially for a kid's show. There's something almost surreal about it, like watching a cartoon nightmare come to life. The practical effects may not be Hollywood grade, but they're incredibly effective, making you feel uncomfortable. What really sets the episode apart is its atmosphere. The use of the comic book elements gives the episode a distinct visual style that feels different than the usual Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes. The vibe, the bright colors, and bold contrast with the dark themes make it feel like a living comic book gone horribly wrong. The whole episode has this surreal quality that's like it's inviting you to a world where the lines between reality and fantasy are blurred, and once you're in, you're stuck. It also helps that the comic book shop is filled with actual legit comic book characters in this. You can see Batman, Superman, Spider-Man all sported across the comic book shop, which gives it an air of authenticity which I enjoy. As the episode builds towards its climax, Ethan and Hooper have to figure out how to trap the Grinner back into his comic, but it's not as simple as it sounds. The Grinner seems to be one step ahead, laughing at every attempt to stop him. Without giving too much away, the final showdown involves Ethan facing his fears and using his own art to take down the villain. It's a satisfying resolution that gives Ethan the chance to be the hero he always dreamed of, but not without a few final twists and a creepy last laugh. So, is The Tale of the Ghastly Grinner one of the best Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes? I say absolutely. It's got everything you could want, an iconic villain, a unique style, and a story that sticks with you long after the credits roll. The Ghastly Grinner may not have the jump scares of a typical horror story, but his unsettling presence and twisted sense of humor make him one of the most memorable villains in Are You Afraid of the Dark. This episode is a perfect blend of campy fun and genuine creepiness, and it's no wonder it's still my favorite episode to this day. That's it for today's review. Let me know in the comments what you think of The Tale of the Ghastly Grinner. Did it freak you out as a kid, or did the Grinner's laugh make you laugh along with him? You can also request what episode I should cover next, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more spooky reviews. I've been that Goosebumps guy, and until next time, stay spooky.